Here we go. Winner's match. Cavernus and Lupus are ready, and I am ready. Good to go, yes. One of them messaged me, I will say. Awesome, we're in. Got those colors right, of course. It's a super hype match, I'm ready for it. So far, none of us three brothers have had to play each other in the championship, but as we are moving our way up, there's not many other people left, so we're going to start to see a little bit more sibling rivalry here. Yep, Chess Archer confirms. Same room. Told you. Somebody owes me 20 bucks. Okay, here we are. Cavernus in the right, in the green. And Lupus in the bottom left, in the blue. If any of you guys are less equally connected than I, feel free to let me know who you are supporting. Throw them some cheer in the chat here. Let's see. Lupus is running a Borb deck. We just saw some of this against Wildkin, I believe. This is not normal for Lupus, but maybe he's trying to use it to throw Cavernus off a little bit. Or just playing it because he likes it. You know, who knows? We got the Squizzard, we got the Skunk Snake, all very, very strong. Turret, super solid, and the Boar for a timing. We'll see how that goes. And Cavernus up here running his Wolf Owl. He loves this deck. Wolf Owl Balloon, and he's got Squizzard Snake to stay alive until then. Both sides have a weakness to Toads, but neither side has Toads, so. Leon is going to say Cavernus is winning 3-0. All right. We'll see how that one, we'll see if you're right. Mochaccino. Oh, it's 20. I'm not understanding quite. Right here, Mochaccino, is that you're not using US dollars? Is that the difference there? $3-2. You know, I'm actually with Mochaccino on this one. I think it's going to be pretty close here. 3-2. Don't know who wins. All right, we've got a couple of predictions here. Anybody else want to predict? Throw them in here before the game gets too far off. Both sides here have gone for some expansions. Cavernus went with a single Warren for defense, and Lupus is just getting a little greedy here. So Cavernus could actually do some damage here. Let's see if Lupus scouts and responds. Yep, okay, so he's going back right away. Oh, Brazilian, okay. Yeah. Shoot, sorry to hear that. Okay, so Lupus is going to sell off, and what is he doing? Cavernus has got to know he can do some damage here. Okay, so he is getting Squizzard as well. Okay, so he sold off some farms, getting a bunch of skunks, and he's also getting the Squirrel Lizard for defense. But Cavernus is going to be able to do some damage here since Lupus has nothing at the moment. That was pretty dang greedy, and the turret is fashionably late as usual and gets picked off. Lupus is getting a little bit bold with his turret timings lately. Puts him in like a little too late. So Cavernus loses a couple lizards, kills 3 pigs. That's good. That's pretty scary. Chess Archer, I think Mochaccino was just saying that it's going to be a close match either way, which I would agree. Lupus he took quite a bit of damage here. He might have a timing. Cavernus did put a balloon up, so that's going to hold off anything from that angle, because that balloon's going to get some sniping done. And Cavernus is pretty dang far ahead on economy. Oh, Lupus is overstaying his welcome. He's going to lose a lot of tier 2 here. Kills a balloon, but... Okay, I'm going to eat my words. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to eat my words. That actually went well for Lupus. He needs to keep pushing, though. He's just healing up his units in the water for a second, but he needs to keep pushing before Cavernus gets his Squizzard back up. But he did take down that balloon, and there's a bit of an opening here. Let's see how it goes. Cavernus is a little bit spread right now. His army's a little bit scattered. He's got the economic lead and a wolf down, but that's not going to do him any good right now. Lupus is going to be able to do some damage and get back into this game. The Mad Lad, the Wolf. Yeah, so Cavernus is taking some damage, but he can afford to take some damage here. Let's see if that skunk gets picked off. Nope. Okay, so Lupus did some damage. He lost some tier 2. Cavernus is still ahead economically, and the wolf is about to pop. So I think that was good for Lupus, but maybe not good enough for what he needed. In fact, he did just sell the skunk. Interesting. Cavernus still has a lot of tier 1, so this... I don't know if I like selling the skunk. Lupus is playing very risky and greedy this game. And Cavernus was ahead for a long time on eco, and now has a bit of an army lead here. He's going to get that balloon down, probably no problem. And that balloon's going to put a lot of pressure on this forward mill of Lupus. Okay, Cavernus is killing that off so he can later do some counterattacks if he wants. Of course, Lupus saw it, so he's going to see it coming. I don't know, the mind games between these two are probably going a little crazy right now. Let's see what this can do. I think Cavernus is underestimating how ahead he is right now. He's actually pretty ahead. But he doesn't have a third base, so I'd like to see Cavernus try to take that third, but we'll see here. At least that campfire or this campfire. Okay, perfect. And Lupus is going to try to pick off this balloon. He does pick off the balloon. Loses a bit of lizard, but I mean, that's worth it, I think. Again, Cavernus is just still ahead in this game. He's one farm ahead. He's got a lot of food. He's got more tech. And Lupus going with snakes. Snakes are not the best choice if you're going to have to be fighting a lot of mice. I wish Lupus still had his skunks. There's a bit of a fight here. Cavernus has a lot of money in those owls that haven't popped, so he has to not lose that wolf. Okay, the wolf goes down. Nice timing from Lupus there. I think Cavernus might be in trouble. That's a crazy timing. Right at the moment where Cavernus' army value was going to spike, Lupus pops in there like... the game sense on that is insane. And Cavernus is now starving. He has to sell off his owls. Wow. I'm impressed. That was a crazy way of grabbing that game again. Hey, clown, welcome in. We've got Cavernus and Lupus here. I'm seeing a lot of yes, Mochaccino. Yeah. This is insane. Cavernus had the lead there, and somehow he left himself a little bit too open, and Lupus just dove in. This. Oh, okay. He's killing off this expansion. I think Cavernus is done for. Yeah, Cavernus is toast. Lupus has 6 farms. I mean, Cavernus will have the wolf in a minute, so a wolf owl. But like, look at this. Game's not over yet, but man, Lupus stole that. Yeah, overestimated the wolf. There was nothing for the wolf to buff. You know, maybe if he had gone back and saved it. But still. Okay, so now Lupus is way ahead on economy. And he's got this scary army, albeit no skunks. So, you know, the wolf owl will eventually whittle him down, but he's got to be careful. Don't lose that wolf. He's fighting for his starve farms, I think. Okay, a couple of tags on the wolf. That wolf is down. This is game. This is game. Cavernus has nothing. No money, no army. Owl doesn't do anything. All right. Lupus with the really sharp play, taking down the Titan. And he takes the first game. This is still anybody's series, though. 1 game in a best of 5, not the end of the world, right? Let's get back in it. These guys are ready to go. That was intense. That was a very flip-floppy game. Let's see where they go from here. Looks like Lupus is going to a ferret poke deck. If Lupus can leverage potential tilt, you know, if Cavernus is a little bit tilted for losing that first game when he knows he's a better player overall, being such a stable player anyway, losing that first game and then having to play the super frustrating battle against ferrets, I don't know. Lupus is playing this mind game really, really well. We'll have to see where it goes from here. Cavernus is playing Squizzard, Boar, Tier 2 Deathball, kind of super solid stuff. We'll have to see how he can handle the ferrets. I do like Squizzard Snake or Squizzard Cam against ferret play, so we'll have to see here. Now, if Cavernus gets out a lot of Tier 2s or the Boar, Lupus doesn't have as much of a response, so These two decks are going to hard counter each other depending on who grabs the map or who grabs the tech first. So for this map here, both sides are getting all their farms up. Neither one is super fond of a lot of rushes. Lupus has been doing some 4-farm doubles lately, and Cavernus hates them, so I wouldn't be surprised for Lupus to pull that out at some point. But both sides are farming up here. There are decent expansions for each one. Cavernus is going to grab that right away. I like it. Expand, grab a Warren right away. Solid, solid. And Lupus is going to respond with the ferrets. Now, Cavernus ought to be able to scout this. He probably is guessing ferret. Leon has been misled. Yeah, the different styles from these two players is so incredible and so crazy that I'm not surprised to see that Cavernus beat you so much and then Lupus lost to you so much. And yet Lupus can take a game off Cavernus. It really goes to show how this game is so much more complicated than just this player is better than this player. It's a combination of style and mental games and stuff. And Chess Archer is absolutely correct. There is a strong rivalry between these two when they actually get into it. You put it better than I could, Chess Archer. Cavernus is a bit stronger overall, but Lupus is particularly strong against Cavernus. You could even say that Lupus's entire playstyle was kind of designed around how to beat Cavernus, since the two played together so much. Okay, so Cavernus has a lot more lizards in this pile. He should be able to scare away those ferrets. So Lupus could blunder by leaving his ferret there too long. Yeah, okay, he should have pulled quite a bit sooner, I think. He's gonna lose his expensive tier 2 units, and Cavernus does have a farm in the lead, so Cavernus has got to be feeling pretty good right now, shutting down Lupus's early ferret aggression. So he's gonna farm up a little bit, keep his tier 1 up, and be ready for Lupus having more pressure. So this is how you play against that kind of ferret aggression: is you try to keep them down, knock them back, farm up a little bit, make sure your army is always a little higher. Because once the ferrets have the army lead, they're all of a sudden very powerful. Now, I think Lupus is hoping he could actually pop those farms, but shots on the mill may come in handy later. I do like Cavernus diversifying with a really even Squizzard here. Squizzard is very hard to attack into. It's very strong, especially defensively, and Cavernus knows it. Okay, this might be a blunder. Be careful in the water there with the lizards. And the squirrel's going into the water. This is risky, but Lupus is not punishing super hard. He's trying to farm up and play defensively. Honestly, right about now, I think it would be good for Lupus to sell off the ferrets and immediately tech into some heavy tier 2, since Cavernus probably isn't feeling super aggressive. But I don't know. Both sides are just kind of dancing with each other a little bit and farming up. There's not a whole lot of crazy teching going on. Lupus is getting snakes. He's trying to put down turrets to get some map control. Okay, those ferrets might go down. Let's see how this engage goes. Turrets go down, and yeah, Cavernus is just roasting at the moment. Nicely done there. Good call on that. Okay, he's going around this way. Snakes will get a couple free pickoffs, but Lupus is in trouble. Oh, okay, I see. He didn't want to tango with that turret. I think Cavernus needs to kill those snakes. Don't be afraid to click and hold there, Cavernus. If you're watching the VOD, you can click and hold on a snake. It's a little late now, but... So, that was a huge opportunity for Cavernus, and I think he blew it there. I think he did a lot of damage to a lot of things and didn't kill enough. And Lupus held with the snakes that just popped out. So, Cavernus is a little bit in trouble here. That was a very good counterattack, but I think he lost it. He needed to target something. Okay, so he's going to try to deny this spot again. Let's see if it goes as well this time. I don't know. One turret did go up, and turrets are really tough to deal with. The turret goes down. He is targeting now. Turret's still up. This is going better for Lupus. I'm worried for Cavernus here. It doesn't matter that Cavernus is a farm up, because if those ferrets start picking things off, you know, Pig's going to die here in a second. Yep. And Cavernus does not have the army now to be chasing Lupus down. Suddenly the ferrets are feeling really scary, and that turret placement. I think this game comes down to that one blundered attack by Cavernus. Yeah, and the water is very unfortunate. The water... Cavernus is having to lead his lizards around in water, which is leading to a lot of free pickoffs for Lupus. Yeah, so Cavernus is like tap microing, focus firing on those snakes, and it's not doing anything. He has to click and hold if he wants the snake to go down. All right. I'm worried for Cavernus here. Lupus is on fire, and Cavernus is probably a little tilted. Whoopsie. This would be the perfect time for Lupus to pull out a 4-farm double. Let's see if he throws lizards in his deck. Usually tap micro is the way to go, but sometimes you got to know when to click and hold. And that was, I think that first attack from Cavernus, if he had clicked and held those snakes, it would have gone a lot more evenly. As it is, the snakes never died, and each snake tag is a kill on a tier 1 unit. The deep PTSD. Fair enough. Let's all cheer for Cavernus here. Not that I don't want Lupus to win. I'm just saying Cavernus is going down. Let's see him take back a game. Okay, scouts his opponent. Let's see. I'm curious to see the 4-farm double here. He's thinking about it. Oh, he thought about it and he didn't commit. Did you see that little indecision there? Guys, I know my brother. He was thinking about it, and he decided against it, potentially because there's a lot to run around on this map. Chess Archer, you're going to predict Cavernus takes this one? I hope so. He needs this is match point for Lupus, so Cavernus needs to be able to pull it together and run him over. Cavernus did pull out the toads. I think he is a little annoyed by Lupus's lizard, so he's going to go with the toad, and he's going to go with more standard for him, the boar push, perhaps. That was a good 10 seconds. Which one? The 4-farm double hesitation? Now, Cavernus is floating a lot of money. What is he doing? Is he just worried? Oh, okay, he's trying to get a tier 2 lead here. But Lupus scouts it, if you could see past the mill there. So he definitely is going to have an opening to do some damage with these lizards. So Cavernus is going to have to be careful and try to hold here. Okay, so Lupus doesn't look like he's committing to any super hard pressure with his lizards. He's going to expand, get some squirrel. I think he definitely had an opening there, but he isn't going to take it. Cavernus is getting a toad. I think both sides are still trying to figure out the map as well. Neither side really wants to go hard commit yet until they figure it out. Yeah, exactly, Leon. He could have gotten a farm. I just think he wasn't super confident. Now, tell me, guys, this little doodad here in the middle of right next to that turret, that looks a lot like the patch mod outpost, doesn't it? Just a funny observation. There's another one there. Now I'm seeing them everywhere. That is an outpost. Yeah, thanks, Epic. All right, so Cavernus is feeling a little more confident here with his 3 toads and his skunks. He's got to be careful about that. You don't want to... Okay, I don't think you want to blow your toads up on that, since you want the toads to be able to fight off lizards. So his army is a little bit vulnerable here. But he's being bold. I like it. Let's see this do well. Yeah, I didn't realize that doodad was actually in the game. There, Epic. Lupus is emphasizing scouting against Cavernus. Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to see what your opponent is doing, and I think Lupus is just trying to make sure he doesn't lose in some silly way, which I respect. And I'd like to see him be more aggressive, honestly. He's got the lizards. He could do some damage here. Cavernus only has 3 toads, and Cavernus is going for the boar pressure. I don't know if this is a decoy mill or if he's just going to grab some farms as the boar pops out or what, but let's see if Lupus can scout it. Here we go. Okay, he does scout it. I don't know if he noticed, but there it is. He is scouting the boar. He's scouting the expansion. He's got to know he can push in a little bit here. Right? Okay, snakes do go down. Good call. Seeing the tier 3, seeing the boar, getting some snakes is a good call. I like it. I'd like to see him get, I don't know, maybe a counter boar, maybe skunks. I don't know. I guess Squizzard isn't as bad as mass one or the other against a boar, right? Because you can split them. Now notice, Cavernus criticized Lupus's lack of splitting in the previous matches, and Lupus was surely watching the stream, so he's he's splitting now. That's funny. Yeah, Lupus has missed a couple of decent opportunities that he could have pounced on, but he is biding his time. Let's see what Cavernus does here. The boar is about to pop. He is grabbing his farms. It looks like he's going to go in with a pretty scary push here, getting some toads, getting some skunks. That's a lot of AoE. That's a lot. I think he really wants to handle the Squizzard. And Lupus is just getting out 4 snakes. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so those lizards are not currently participating in the battle. That might have been a mistake from Lupus. I think that was a mistake from Lupus. The boar is going to go down, but but Lupus doesn't have much else of an army, so I don't know. I think that was good for Cavernus. I think that split second where the lizards were killing that outpost while everything else was fighting, really, Lupus could have smashed Cavernus's army there. That boar could have gone down a lot quicker, but I think that was a bit of a blunder. Now, having said that, Lupus is getting a boar of his own. Cavernus is keeping his, so I think this equalizes a bit. And Cavernus did lose his skunks. Good call, Mochaccino. Yeah, the lizard counter is not going to do anything this time. Not when they're... Okay, he's setting up for an attack. Ooh, nice toad connects here. Yeah, Lupus trying to get some cheeky stuff done with those snakes. Okay, the snakes do go down. Oh, okay, there, the snakes do go down. There's a lot of squirrels left. Let's see. I don't really think Lupus has it. Yeah, Lupus's boar is supply blocked, and Cavernus has just popped out, and Cavernus is pretty far on economy. I think Cavernus is going to take this. That first boar did some damage, maybe not enough, but some, and then that attack from Lupus was ill-fated, unfortunately. So I don't think Cavernus is going to be able to hold... I don't think Lupus is going to be able to hold this one. Sorry, I keep switching out their names. Cavernus's boar timing was really nice the first time when he grabbed those farms, and now it's starting to pay off. This second boar is going to roast, and Cavernus is going to be able to get his game up on the board. Whether or not this boar goes down, I think Lupus is out. Yep, lost that. He is starving. The boar does go down, but so does that last snake. Lupus has nothing left. He's not quite tapping out yet, but he's going to see in a second here it's completely hopeless. He doesn't have enough food. Oftentimes in tournament games, people fight on a little longer than sometimes they have to, but here we go. Cavernus setting up for a potential reverse sweep. That second boar really finished the game, and I think the point where the game, the 2 points were when Lupus's lizards were off killing an outpost, or killing, yeah, an outpost, like, while the fight was happening with the first boar, and then a failed counterattack from Lupus right before that second boar popped. I think those were the key points in that game. Hey, thanks, Darius Hart. You're betting 50 that I'm going to win this? All right, Chess Archer is going to predict that Cavernus takes game 4 and evens the series because of the momentum. I think that Cavernus just got rid of his own tilt as well. I don't think he'd be one to be too nervous about this is still match point for Lupus. Just the fact that he has gotten a win is going to... I think it's going to do a lot for his confidence here. So, we've got Cavernus up here in the green in the top right, and Lupus in the far south in the blue. Cavernus is sticking with that boar timing deck. The Squirrel Toad boar really went well for him, so I think he's just going to stick with that. If it worked, why change it? If it's not Baroque, why fix it? And Lupus over here going with something completely different. He's got a owl turret combo. He's got squirrel, pigeon, skunk. Love it. Or falcon, pigeon, or falcon, owl. I don't know. I don't exactly know what his idea for this is, since I haven't seen him do it all that much. But it seems like it's all right. I do wish Lupus had snakes here. That boar is going to hurt a lot more without snakes. And boars do well against a small number of owls. So I'm actually worried for Lupus here. His deck is not exactly what I think he would like. Also, those pigeons against toads and falcons and snakes. I don't know if those pigeons are really going to do it. Yes, Chess Archer. Cavernus' deck that he won with last game is not Baroque. It's quite classical, I'd say. Kind of a late classical. Think Beethoven. The music puns are back. Love it. Okay, so classic Lupus here, defending with some turrets. Not that Cavernus can do all that much with 3 squirrels, but Lupus is able to farm up pretty hard behind it. Good response from Cavernus. Lupus cannot attack with turrets, so Cavernus is also able to farm up. So, pretty standard play from both of them so far. Both trying to macro up, one using turrets, the other using nothing, because he doesn't need it. Yes, Cavernus was floating a bit of money there, and he just put it all into economy. And another squirrel, probably just for defense. Both sides have successfully gotten up their 16 farms, and now the game really begins, because they have to decide where to go from it. Their economy is just about to skyrocket when these farms finish. Yeah, especially Cavernus here. Okay, really quick boar. I love it, actually. You've got 16 farms. You can absolutely afford a boar. Did Lupus scout that? No, he did not. So this is kind of bold, but I love it, actually. Because Cavernus has so much income, he can pay for a boar, he can have the squirrels to keep himself alive. Probably going to throw down some falcons here in a moment once he scouts that Lupus doesn't have that much to attack with. He did not scout this owl, but the timing owl is not that great, and neither is the skunk, honestly. So I don't think Lupus is going to be ready for this. Yep, see what did I say? That boar is going to pop just in time to get paid for, and then those falcons. Cavernus has got his boar timings down. Tatanka would be proud. I think. So, boar paid for, falcons about to get paid for. This is going to be a scary timing. Probably going to see a third tier 2 Warren. Boom. And then maybe some squirrels or toads. I'm gonna guess some toads here in a second. Meanwhile, Lupus is unfortunately accidentally doing exactly the wrong thing. I don't think he's scouted. He has not scouted the boar. So getting a lot of owls, mass squirrel, and a bunch of turrets are all exactly the wrong thing that he needs against Cavernus's deck. Let's see the moment of panic here. Sees the boar, double checking that his worst fears have come true. And what is he going to do? Spam down more turrets. Given the circumstances, I don't blame him. Keep the boar away from his farms. Let's see him get rid of some of these squirrels, or I don't know, something. He does have an owl. But boar falcon? Oh, man. All Cavernus needs to do is come from this angle where there's fewer turrets, and he's going to be fine. He also grabbed so many farms behind this. Guys, Cavernus has this in the bag. Lupus is turtling with the wrong units. He's going to survive, probably. But Cavernus is just switching his boar push into a defensive boar and getting so much economy. He could even do a second boar. Like I see he's getting skunks here for the mice. Oh, man. Let me just take a moment, guys. I'm so good. A double boar. So much economy. Lupus trying to get more owls. I think Lupus is really in trouble here. He has the wrong tech. He might be able to do some damage here, but again, this is the wrong tech. He's got to be really careful with that owl. Counterattack? I don't mind this. I don't mind this if you're that far behind. See if you can do some damage. You know, kill a skunk warren or something. And a skunk. Okay, that's pretty good damage, actually. Cavernus has got to keep his focus. If Lupus just gets a mass owl thing and moves around the map, Cavernus could throw. So he's got to be careful here. Mental game speaking, that was a good poke from Lupus for sure. Alright, here comes an engagement. Let's get that boar in there. Or not. Okay, okay, defensive boar. That's good. Just roast a few mice. Roasted mice. I wonder if that would taste good. Yes, Lupus's counterattack was good. I did like that. And the mass turret spread out like that is also not bad, since Cavernus has a lot of AoE in those boars. I don't think that mill was for money anyway. If Cavernus wanted money, he could grab this mill. I think that's really a scouting mill. Okay, I love this. Mass toad. He's going to get those toads out. That boar is coming, and he's going to go in with the double boar, and I think he's going to try to do some damage. Especially if Lupus is a little away from his turrets. The mill does go down, but whatever. Leon is saying, more falcons, please. Oh, from Lupus. Yeah, if Lupus... Yeah, Lupus, when you check the replay, grab him falcons a little sooner. Maybe instead of that 4th owl. The toads... Oh, I see. The toads to kill the turrets. Good call, Chess Archer. You're not a Tooth and Tail player. What are you saying? Lupus is doing pretty good here with these counterattacks. That's a good call. Cavernus is being slowed by these turrets. Meanwhile, all these mice are going to kill a lot of Cavernus' economy. Probably not enough. Now Lupus' army is weakened and split, so I don't think that was quite enough damage. But I like the idea. Chess Archer, I think you're absolutely right. Even somehow you're absolutely spot on there. The toads do kill the turrets, so if Cavernus needs to assault a turret line, he's got the toads. Which is probably why Lupus spread the turrets out like that. But here we go. 2 boars, and Lupus is starving. He's going to have to tap out. Those owls are all alone, and the falcons came in a little bit too late for Lupus. Both boars are still alive. Wow. All right, solid play from Cavernus. I think the decks really favored Cavernus there as well, so well played. And we get to go to Game 5. What a rivalry. Hey guys, look at this. Chess Archer is going to be the new Tooth and Tail Master. Absolutely right. Turret's close. The toads, I don't know if I'd say completely hard countered, but the toads can definitely clear a clump of turrets. And spread out is a good call. All right, good games. These guys are ready to go into Game 5. Who is going to settle this rivalry for today? The rivalry will continue for sure, but who is going to take this particular game? Cavernus is putting a lot of weight on this particular deck. It's won him the 2 games that he's taken, so I think Lupus might know that. So he's going to try a counter to it. So we've got Cavernus up here in the green, in the top, and Lupus, excuse me, sorry. Lupus in the bottom, in the blue. Yeah, Snake, that's right, Clown/Snake. If Cavernus wins, then you get to play Lupus, and you get to have played all of us in the championship. Very nice. Hey, Tatanka. Cavernus is doing your deck, and he just won the last 2 games. He's ready to do a reverse sweep with it, so I hope he makes you proud. Chess Archer is not sure on the prediction anymore. Good call. I think both sides definitely have a clear path to victory here. Lupus is going Squizzard with a Ferret Poke, otherwise Tier 2 Death Ball. He's just missing the Falcon, but I don't think he wants this game to go late. This is all early game powerhouse stuff. I think he really wants to shut Cavernus down before the boar comes out. The boar has really been the nemesis. Now, he does have snakes in case it does, but I think that's his idea. Let's check the map exploration. Cavernus, not quite sure what's over on the top of the map. Lupus, otherwise pretty good. Yep, nothing over there. Now, map-wise, these guys both have a good expansion. Cavernus taking his right away, as usual. Lupus putting on a little maybe pressure first, or defense. Although, with 1 squirrel and 1 lizard warren, I don't really know how great the pressure from that is going to be. You kind of want 2 lizards if you want to attack in right away. So that might be defensive. And if it is, Cavernus gets a touch of a lead here. But anyway, as I was saying, they both get a good expansion. But the 3rd bases for each of them are right on top of each other. So it's kind of first come, first serve. Yeah, Lupus is playing without bullet hives. He really loves his turrets. He's very good with them. So maybe a little out of his comfort zone. I don't know. It's not like he can't play without them, but maybe he's trying to throw Cavernus off, who may expect turrets. But let's see here. Lupus is going to gear up for a lot of pressure off one base. A lot of Lizard, a lot of Squizzard. Cavernus has got to defend with only 3 Toads, and they're not ready yet. Lupus definitely has a window here. I'd like to see him not hesitate too much. He's got a window right now, and already that window is closing. Yeah, I think Lupus just lost his window. Cavernus got a couple more reinforcements. He has the mill to tank, and Lupus waited too long and lost his squirrel. Lupus lost his opportunity here. He had it for a split second. He could have done some damage. Now Cavernus has a lot of Toads, and in the Toad versus Lizard micro, you want to have more squirrels, so Cavernus has definitely got the stronger comp at the moment. So Cavernus pulling ahead here. He's got 3 farms down and the confidence of a successful holding back Lupus's pressure, as well as a slightly superior Tier 1 army, having the more squirrels. Although Lupus is evening the odds here and getting skunks, which is good. I love having skunks against Squirrel Toad because the skunks kill the squirrels and can tank for the Toads if you need them. Leon is going to say GG already. I don't know. I think Lupus can definitely pull it back. Game 1... Cavernus was very far ahead and Lupus won anyway, so let's not count him out yet. Yes, Chess Archer, Lupus tends to finesse and try to get a good lead against Cavernus. Sometimes you gotta strike fast and hard, though, especially with that early game setup. You gotta know when to pounce. But you know what? Again, that's what Game 1 was. Game 1, Lupus didn't pounce and then pulled the game back later anyway, so... Mochaccino saying Squizzard push is good when they are doing Tier 2. Good point. Good point. He was not going Tier 2, so the Squizzard push was not super strong. Any window that he had was very small, for sure. So, good point. Lupus may have lost pretty hard if he had committed too early to that. The window I was referring to is only before Cavernus had any Toads out, but yeah, again, good point. They're both teching up now. They both have all 16 farms, despite any kind of shenanigans early on. They both have all of their farms. They're both teching up. Cavernus is going for that boar push. Nice and early. Actually, not that early. Nice and middle of the ground, middle of the road. He's got some skunks. He's got some snakes. Plenty of Toads to keep himself alive. He's getting a falcon. Probably going to grab another falcon here in a second. Lupus has not seen the boar yet because he's not grabbing any snakes. He's just going Squizzard with some skunk and some cam. So I don't know if this attack is really going to be able to do it. Even if he kills a pig or 2, that boar is going to hit hard. And 6 falcons? Yeah. Lupus has got to do some magic here. Yeah, Lupus grabbing snakes now, but careful, don't lose your skunks too early. That's a lot of good Toad hits here. And the Squizzard surround is... probably not going to be quite enough. You know what? I misspoke. Good Lizard surround. Guys, I suck. Oh, man. So, Cavernus got to be careful. Don't throw your falcons. You can lose a couple of farms if you wait for your boar to come out. Don't throw your falcons. Yeah, so losing a couple of farms. Good for Lupus. Very good for Lupus, clearing the Tier 1. But again, Cavernus needs to not overreact and start throwing his Tier 2 here. He's going to have a pretty killer push, and Lupus doesn't have the snakes to handle it. The long game should favor Cavernus' deck, but mental games-wise, Lupus can handle the scrappy late game stuff, so you might be right. Yeah, so the units, the late game units heavily favor Cavernus here, or at least significantly favor Cavernus, but mental game-wise, Lupus can handle scrappy late games. Alright, boar is out, and boar has been seen. One snake goes down. That's good for Cavernus, getting those snakes cleared. I think... if Lupus had known the boar was there, he should have pulled the snakes back a little bit. And those cams also go down. This might be it for Lupus. I'm a little worried. He did grab ferrets as well, and they're not going to do any good at the moment. I don't know if he quite was ready for that. I don't think he saw it. But Cavernus is going to back up. Now, Cavernus is behind on economy. I think he needs to do a little more damage or expand. So, let's see. Lupus has nothing. He has a snake and a bunch of squirrels, so Cavernus is being a little too careful. He might lose his own game here. Don't throw, Cavernus. You've got this. Get in there. Your boar is currently powering up. Lupus still hasn't gotten enough stuff to hold it off. Alrighty, here he goes. The boar is going to get in there, probably boar bomb and finish something off. Okay, not the best boar bomb. But that mill goes down. Okay, that's what Cavernus needed. Cavernus needed the kill on the mill, and now, as long as he doesn't throw, again, this gun goes down. I think Cavernus should just sell the boar at this point so we can get an army up to finish the game. Nope, he's going to stick to it. Okay, that's how he won the last game, so he'll stick to it. He'll be alright. Let's see what Lupus is going to do. He's starving at the moment. He doesn't have the money to buy a mill, and he doesn't have the army to push in. This is it. There's no way. It should end it. But Lupus is being a good sport, I think, in the tournament mindset. You don't tap out too early for any means, so he is technically still alive. Cavernus just paid for his boar, so he might just wait for that last killer push. Like I said, this is midway through a tournament, and this is the match point, so Lupus not tapping out yet, I don't blame him. But Cavernus is so far ahead. Good call, Leon. Some unfortunate snake tags for Lupus. Also, he lost a snake early in that fight, so he had fewer snake tags to give. Lupus is playing amazingly, yes. I think he was blindsided by that boar. I think that's where this game went, is he wasn't ready for it. I mean, he even bought ferrets. He was obviously not expecting a boar push right then. He may watch this replay and give me more insight, but yeah, and now he taps out. He sees the killer army from Cavernus there, and he has nothing. Good games. An impressive series and an impressive win from Cavernus. That is called a reverse sweep right there. Cavernus was getting crushed those first two games, and then he went to tank his winner deck and reverse sweeped him. So an incredible series, guys. I'm going to put this up on YouTube for sure to really foster some extra competition and rivalry between these two. But yeah, GG's. It was close. You were living on the edge for a bit there, Cavernus.